Hi, this is Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles coming at you with a collectible review. And this time we're taking a look at the Pennywise life-size animated figure. And this is from Morbid Enterprises and distributed by Forum Novelties from 2018. So the first thing we'll do is take a close look at the packaging. Take a look at the packaging. Pretty large box. I mean, here's my hand. This guy's absolutely gigantic. So I obviously for my regular space won't be able to review the actual figure. I'll have to do it in a different section of my house. But so it says, the Pennywise life-size animated. This is a gigantic decoration for Halloween. It's animated. You can see the Bill Skarsgård version of Pennywise with Georgie and a balloon. It says over 6 feet tall, body movement, eyes light up, movie dialogue, and it also shows him right here. And it says it. And as we go on the back, or I'm sorry, one of the sides, it shows kind of like the motions of what he kind of does. The sides, it's pretty much the same thing as the front. Otherwise, it just doesn't have the little Georgie and Pennywise little picture. And then on this side, it just shows him close up. But pretty gigantic looking box. Real excited to get this guy, but let's get this guy opened up. Alright, so getting the life-size animated Pennywise figure out of the package. This thing is massive. Definitely over 6 feet tall. I'd probably put him somewhere between 6'2" and 6'4" at his main height. He does lower down during some of the mechanics, so I mean, depending on when you turn him off, he can be a little shorter, but I mean, he's absolutely massive. He's basically just a wireframe design, and you just put the clothing over him. He's got his arms that are attached to the upper torso, and the only thing that really moves is his torso moves forward and back, and then his arms kind of move just because they're attached to the torso, but everything from the waist down is still. But I mean, as you can see, like the detail on the face is really amazing. He's got that collar, he's got, you know, the belt, he's got the little puff balls, he's got the little fluff on his wrist. He's got the little balls that are around his wrist that like kind of go around the wrist like a little wristband. I mean, he comes with a balloon. He actually comes with this little stick, and it came with 4 balloons. Probably for Halloween, I'm probably going to attach, I'm probably going to get a string attached to his hand and actually have like a big amount of red balloons. That way it looks really, really cool. But it looks pretty nice. Probably the cheapest thing out of all of them is probably that balloon and that stick, but at least they included it. As we kind of go down to the bottom, I can't get them all in one shot. You can kind of see his pants. And his legs are kind of skinny. You can puff them out a little bit. You could actually probably put something in there if you wanted to. But there you can see his little shoes, and they even have little puff balls on it. So I mean, this guy is absolutely massive. I don't even have anywhere in my house where I can actually display this guy, you know, with the full-on backdrop. But I mean, absolutely massive. But we'll take a closer look right. You can see his head and his hair, the way they've done it, and the, you know, the molding and detail on his face with the crack paint. Use that plastic. It's not styrofoam, so this definitely will hold up. You just go down to the detail in his eyes, which do light up with the electronic features I'll show you later. I mean, the teeth. I mean, this definitely looks like Bill Skarsgård's version of Pennywise. Has a really cool collar going down to his arms. I mean, his arms are just like a bar, but this has, the actual arms have a little bit of padding in there. You can see the puff balls, really, really nice. And then as you go down, I mean, it's basically a full costume on him. You can pretty much, if you were skinny enough, you could pull this off and actually wear this, which is pretty funny. But taking a closer look at his hands, you can see the nice detail. Same thing, it's got that hard plastic, and then the hand that holds the balloon, hard plastic. Now this, I actually, on the very tip of this, I actually put a little bit of like plumber's tape to kind of hold it so it didn't slide farther in. So that I actually had trouble with this sliding all over the place. So this is kind of like best case scenario. And as we go down, we can kind of see his legs. And this is where you can see his shoes. He's got the puff ball in his shoes, which is really cool. And the same thing, hard plastic. And this will actually show you kind of what he's made out of. I mean, most of it is just this wire frame. But the way he's done, it's just kind of hidden, which, you know, a lot of these new decorations look like that. And then we have the power cord going off. But really, really nice looking guy. I mean, this life-size monstrous Pennywise. Alright, so he is electronic. And he has a couple different features. He does have a try-me mode and he has a regular on mode. The try-me mode, he actually has a wire that runs down his right arm that goes out where his wrist is that you just push, and it basically runs through his features, but you have to push that button to set him off. And then the other one is like a sound activated one, which is what he's on right now. So if you make a loud enough sound, loud enough noise, get too close to him, make a noise, or talk too close to him, he'll actually be set off. He also has a volume switch because he does have music and quotes from the movie. You can basically have it really, really loud to where it almost makes the speaker crack, or you can turn it all the way off so he just moves back and forth and kind of does this feature. Now when I show this feature, do be aware he only moves from basically like his little waist and up, and his arms kind of move just because they're attached to the upper torso, but basically where his belt is, you know, or sorry, where his like pants stop at the top and all the way down his legs, he doesn't move at all, so just be aware of that. So if I want him to move, let's see if I can get him. And his eyes will light up as well, but let's see if I'm clapping from here.
Do you want a balloon too, Georgie?
And he does have several different things he does say. Kind of sounds like Bill Skarsgård. It's not really that close, but I mean, I've definitely heard worse.
You'll float down here. We all float down here. Yes, we do. I'll take all of you, and I'll feast on your flesh as I feed on your fear. Step right up. Come change. Come float. You'll laugh. You'll cry. You'll cheer. You'll die.
I think he might have one more, but I'm not sure.
Do you want a
can see, pretty nice for what he is. When I actually saw this guy at the store, they basically had the sound off. I didn't even know he has any kind of sound. I knew he just lit up and moved, and that was enough for me to get him. We're actually looking at a bunch of these, and they had the Halloween 2 one, which is basically the Michael Myers from Halloween 2, where he's in the hospital. But the color scheme's off. His hair's the wrong color, and his jumpsuit, like his mechanic's outfit, is actually like a green, and it should be like a navy blue. So that even though he looked cool, it kind of was like a turn off. And then they also had a Jason Voorhees, which is he's really skinny, and his head didn't look really nice, really cheap and small, and he just did the Kiki Mama sound that we saw in the store, and he kind of moved like he was slashing, but he looked like the Jason versus Freddy. And then they had the Annabelle and different ones, but this one was by far the coolest one I've seen. Now I've seen him on the internet before, and I believe some people were selling them for up to $369, and people were buying a lot of them. They're actually sold out in most places. We actually got him at a local store for an incredible deal of about $150 before tax, and I mean that's pretty amazing. Like I said, this is a 6-foot tall behemoth. I mean, he's huge, and this is obviously this is a pretty relevant thing. So I mean, especially coming out next year, we're gonna have the second part of this the movie series, and this guy looks amazing. I mean, like I said, his head is a little bit more comical as far as the size, but I mean overall this thing is massive and a really, really cool thing. And like I said, the balloon is cheap, but at least they included it, and if you kind of do a little ingenuity, you could probably make something really cool. Like we're gonna have a big bundle of balloons, we're gonna put balloons around the yard, and it's gonna look really cool. But let me turn the lights off, and then we'll take a look at his motion in his eyes. Alright, so we've darkened it, so obviously a little bit grainy, but let's get him going again. You can see those piercing eyes. This is look amazing at night.
You'll float down here. We all float down here. Yes, we do.
And like I said, you can actually raise the volume, lower it, or actually turn the volume off so he just moves and has the eyes. Like I said, it's a really, really neat looking animatronic.
I'll take all of you, and I'll feast on your flesh as I feed on your fear.
So final thoughts of the life-size animatronic Pennywise. This thing is amazing. This is one of the coolest ones I've seen. Like I said, they have a lot of different ones from different movie genres. They have the Annabelle, which actually looked really, really bad the way they did the face. The Michael Myers is off, the off color. The Jason Voorhees doesn't look good. This thing's amazing. Now I have seen a original Pennywise, the Tim Curry version. I've seen that before, actually quite a while ago, and that one looked pretty cool actually. But this guy looks amazing, and he's huge. And I know that Bill Skarsgård's a big, tall guy. I mean, I can only imagine like this would be, exactly the size he'd be, and it just looks terrifying. I mean, if you're terrified of clowns, I mean, this would terrify you because he's huge. And I like the sound. I like that you can that has the music and the voice. I actually wish you could maybe turn the little carnival music off and just have the voice and have that option, because that music does get a little bit old after time. But having him just move and talk would be pretty neat. But overall, I mean, this is a 10 out of 10 when it comes to Halloween decorations. This is a really cool prop. I mean, you could even use this past Halloween, just leave it unplugged and actually leave it in your room, or in like a bar or something like that, or if you have other things to display. I mean, and change the balloons. I mean, and it would look pretty incredible. But once again, this has been Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles. Any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys next time.